dump truck. All the niggas love her, now she back it up, back it up. Wild low, shake it fast and drop it low. She's a boy favorite toy like a dump truck, dump truck, dump truck. Shorty got a dump truck, dump truck. All the niggas love her, now she back it up, back it up. Wild low, shake it fast and drop it low. She's a boy favorite toy like a dump truck, dump truck, dump truck. Wild low, go girl, back it up. Small clothes, no clothes, pair heels. She don't need a lot with us. Wild low like a dump truck, and I love them chocolate. Call her Wonka. Type of shit that make you gotta fuck her. She my favorite toy like a new Tonka. Told her, listen, I'm a cool chick. I'm from North Philly and I'm part roster. She replied, I'm your new bitch, cause I'm cute and thick. Call me Cookie Monster. Told her I ain't with the cute shit. I'm trying to get rich and see a doggy posture. She replied, I'm on the same shit, and I treat the dick like a pacifier. Walk light, but she talk heavy. Small frame, but that ass heavy. Lot of ass like a box Chevy. Got her pink panties looking like spaghetti. She make it clap like it's a celebration. I watch her drop it like it's confetti. She a people pleaser like Little Caesar. On my way to see her cause she hot and ready. Dump truck, shorty got a dump truck, dump truck. All the niggas love her, now she back it up, back it up. Wild low, shake it fast and drop it low. She's a boy favorite toy like a dump truck, dump truck, dump truck. Shorty got a dump truck, dump truck. All the niggas love her, now she back it up, back it up. Wild low, shake it fast and drop it low. She's a boy favorite toy like a dump truck. I'm a fucker till the dick shines. I'm a brand new addiction. She nasty, even if it's ashy. She gon' get my dick a spit shine. And you know that I be with the shit. Turn that kitty to a slip slide. That pussy grip squeeze like a boa. I'ma bend her up like a bow. I give him dick, that type of dick. Make him come in twos, they call me Noah. Pussy spitting like a cobra. I'ma fuck you to a coma. Let your body in your curves too. I'ma drive you like Daytona. Leave you sweaty like a sauna. That's what happen when the sex good. Leave your soul up in the solar. That's what happen when I bite good. You a big freak with this talk good. Paul Bunyan how I drop wood. Type of shit that make it wanna cuff a nigga. Gotta acting like a cop would. I hit to the beaters, I fuck up her sheets. Shout out my cousin Clint Beastwood. Dump truck, shorty got a dump truck, dump truck. All the niggas love her, now she back it up, back it up. Wild low, shake it fast and drop it low. She's a boy favorite toy like a dump truck, dump truck, dump truck. Shorty got a dump truck, dump truck. All the niggas love her, now she back it up, back it up. Wild low, shake it fast and drop it low. She's a boy favorite toy like a dump truck.
Truth. Hey. I just want to know, do we still look sexy with these? See, that's what I'm saying. My eyes. Mm. Now, when you're walking in the grocery store, you can't just be looking at somebody because they might just look at your eyes and misconstrue something. You know what I mean? Welcome back to Extra Toppings. We are back.
You happy as shit right now.
I'm
It's
so
about the
happy to be
happiest I've
here.
ever seen you
I can't,
ever.
like, I didn't even know that I missed you. That not you.
You've been missed.
Yeah, you. But this, you know, this is a beautiful thing. We just happen to work well together.
What's good, Butterfly? How you doing?
Hey, oh hey, girl. She called me last night. I love her.
She did?
I really
Punk
do.
ass.
I love her. She is
See
the
Butterfly
truth.
tomorrow.
She finally said that I'm going to be on her show now. So I was mad at her.
That means
She
if you
didn't
can get
know.
out the house, you got to check in.
She didn't know. I was like, if she don't call me and ask me to come on that show, shout out to Michelle, my other show mate.
I forgot about the
For
cup.
La
I was
Femme.
looking, I'm looking at the cup and I'm like, yo, why is this cup so damn familiar?
This is in her honor. She gave me this cup. I'm born to be a queen, baby, and I'm a
Nice,
queen now.
nice,
So
nice.
yeah,
Well, I mean, maybe the other show will come back sooner or later. I don't know.
yeah, we got to do that too.
I ain't fucking with but neither one of y'all.
I was
y'all
scared. I was scared.
No,
I'm
no,
not gonna lie.
it's-
I was like, if he calls me, I even said to you, like, am I gonna be held accountable? Like, am I gonna? Is this a bad thing for me not to be here? You know what I mean? Because I don't want to lose my job, but my spot. It's hard to fill. Listen, it's hard to fill this seat.
No, can be filled. Can be filled. I mean, you're one of a kind. I will give you that credit. Probably why I'm sweating now. Nah, but what's going on out here is it's scary. Week before last, my aunt passed away. Her
Sorry
son
to
is
hear
sick
that.
now because he went to take care of her, and A lot of the
Mm.
people, like my old job where I was at, 3 or 4 people died in there. You know, that's why I said she was like, "Yo, don't eat that shit, yo."
Yeah. Well, that's why I came on with the mask because when you see somebody taking a picture nowadays, or when you see the government officials having their conferences, everybody saying, "Where's their mask? Why not wear their mask?" I'm letting y'all know. I'm not trying to take this home or get it myself. I'm just saying. Oh shoot. Let me put my hand sanitizer. I just touched my face. Truth told me that he cleans off the table. I meant to bring my own wipes because this nigga might be trying to kill me on the low. If I've been watching Finally Ozark, so now you can't trust nobody. So I don't know. He might have a life insurance policy out on me and be trying to out me. So listen, I hope not though. I think that I've been dedicated to True Crime Media.
I mean, as long as you give me your as long as you could give me your social security and the heartbeat, yo. Extra couple of dollars, I take that all day. I take that all
See
day.
what I'm saying? Trust no one. I don't even trust
What
my
season are you
kids.
up to?
Like my son now, he's starting to. I went downstairs on the way out, and I knocked on the door, came in like I'm about to leave. I see a friend in there. I'm like, come outside. I'm like, are you? I don't see you social distancing.
Cock blocking.
I'm like, listen, you can't come upstairs tonight. No, it's not a joke, but for real.
Nah,
Like,
nah, I
I
feel you.
mean, some parents have not let their kids come home, like come in the house. He ain't got nowhere to go. I ain't gonna send him to my mother's house because my mother's older. She has COPD. I can't do that to her, so I just gotta lock his ass downstairs.
Put them on the
Tell him
what's that
in
little
the
thing you got?
basement.
That little patio with the
Yeah, he's out on the deck with a blanket. We're not playing, cause I'll fucking kill him if he kills me and my kids,
Oh my
siblings.
gosh. Oh my gosh. No, I feel you. This thing's serious.
No, very serious. Are we gonna
Yeah, go ahead. Start it off.
do the statistics?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. So in America today, not America, in the world,
Right.
this is the last update as of May 1st, 7:53 a.m. So globally, there have been 3,335,448 cases of coronavirus confirmed, and 1,026,778 recovered. 2 million is a lot. Like, I don't want to be in that number. 235,072 deaths. In the United States, 1,100,705 cases confirmed, 129,270 recovered, and 866 deaths. So I don't know who's talking about opening up. Like, what you think?
Well,
First, you didn't say, do we look sexy? Do women, we've lost our sexy. We've lost, well, we know. We have not lost our sexy because if you sexy, you are sexy. Whether you got lipstick, mascara, my eyebrows ain't done, but I'm still sexy, okay? So what I'm saying, do we still look, I don't even be looking at the face anyway.
no, it's not that. I like
I
the
don't look at the face.
I like the situation because it's I'm all about natural beauty. I'm not really into makeup and all that get up and stuff like that. I understand, like, depending on the situation, if it's something you want to just put on, it's an occasion, I understand that. But
Right.
for the most part,
To be obsessed is not sexy.
right? You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
unfortunately, let me just put this up because these people here, we can get into that in a second.
Yes.
But unfortunately, people have gotten so used to creating alter ego, not just women, men too.
Okay.
As far as what they think they should look like instead of who they actually look like. Because my thing is, if I get up in the morning, I actually have to literally close my eyes and wait
And
for you to come
become
out the
somebody.
bathroom in order for me to actually see who the hell I'm laying next to. It's just
Yeah.
like, it's too much. Too much. Too much. But I think
But on the other hand of that though, do we when we slip sometimes we do slip sometimes.
no.
We do slip.
Here's the thing. You are who you are.
Mhm.
And yes, like I posted something because a guy was doing a couple of them where he would be next to the young lady who posted a picture with all the makeup and get up on, and then he has a photo of them not with it, with that makeup
Right,
like
right,
regular, and it was
right.
like night and fucking day.
Oh God.
So again, as I'm saying, like it's false. That's not really who you are. You had to go through all that to create something.
Yeah, but if you can create it, you can become it. I'm an actress, so I know how to become something else, and I
Well,
am that
unless you
at the
get like that
time.
permanent makeup tattoo, nah, shit wash off.
Yeah, but I'm like that at the time, at that moment. Cause as okay, so women, we have different. Some of us have different entities, different, personalities
Right.
within us, right? And those are the better women. The women that have a lot of, you know, the women that have a lot of intricacies in them. What do you need another woman for? So, but what we are at that time, like
I apologize, y'all. This new camera's acting up. But go ahead.
we might be out with you looking one way, right? Doing the mental foreplay, even though we're a couple, you want to fantasize about your woman still, right? So you do want to be able to see her in different characters, right? No?
Only in the bedroom.
Yeah, when you get home.
Only in the bedroom.
Yeah, what?
Let's see. No, it's not. First time back. First time back. There we go. There we go.
All right. So, only in the bedroom. What
No.
about when she's cooking? Can't she look like
It's. Here's the thing. I mean, yes, we want our women to be able to, come up with different characters, situations like that. But that's like leading into like bedroom type stuff. I don't want you coming up with a character like when we're out and about. You know what I mean? It's just like nothing like I'm really looking forward to. We're about to go to the grocery store. I don't want you dressing up as, what is it, Snow White or whatever situation may be, or whatever we just happen to be into or whatever.
right, right.
So it's just like different, or like there are other kind of ways like, what is it? I think the proper name is shibari, which is pretty much bondage.
Oh,
You know what I mean? So it's just like with the ropes and you get tied up and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So, I mean, like different ways and situations, but at the end of the day, I mean, you are who you are. I mean, yes, when you put up makeup, it does help to a certain extent
mm-hmm.
for those who are into it. But like I said, I just happen to be a person who's more into natural beauty.
Yeah. Listen. I'm just glad that I wasn't obsessed with makeup and stuff coming up because to me it's like another addiction. It's like another way of being bound, another form of bondage.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? Because it's habit forming, and if you can't feel comfortable, like you're saying, if you can't feel comfortable in what you
Right,
really
your own
are,
skin.
that is an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's freedom to be able to just be yourself and not, feel like, but I won't take this wrap off. So maybe I'm being a hypocrite.
I'll take the hat off, make you feel better. I have a cut. I'm trying to get a cut.
Ain't no
I'm
bets
trying to,
going
not
on
trying to
here.
go to nobody's basement and get sick and die. I'm good. I'll wait. No problems
Yeah.
with me. But
Okay, so let's go to
Speaking
this.
of that.
Speaking of that, sorry, I took your
no,
segue.
you're good. Georgia was one of the not one of, it was the first state
Yes.
to open up.
Mm-hmm.
And it really didn't work out the way they originally thought it would work out. So, in one day, they recorded 635 new cases and 20
Right.
deaths. Now, this is a state that decided to open up nail salons,
Right.
barbershops, tattoo parlors, a lot of those businesses where it's really hands-on, close-to-close contact. To me, it's similar to going to the grocery store, where you have the person who's packing your bag,
Right.
with those gloves on
Mm-hmm.
that they've had on for about 6 hours.
Yeah, those gloves are dangerous.
Gloves is
I'm
dangerous as
scared of
shit.
the gloves. Gloves are serious.
Like some of them catch a little attitude. I ask them to change their gloves.
Mm.
Cause like, and I tell them, I say, listen, it's no disrespect to you,
Right. Right.
but let's say if someone
Somebody
hasn't,
you've come.
yeah,
Somebody's come through here in the last couple of
right,
hours with it.
and they've touched their product, and then you touch the product to scan it, and then you just touch my product.
Yeah, I never thought of that. I'm getting ready to start that. They're gonna
You know
change
what I
their
mean? Like
gloves.
you're not touching
I
my.
mean, I knew the gloves was bad, but I didn't think to ask for. But see, this is what about this Georgia thing. I don't agree with them opening up, but do we know that these recorded new cases are a result of that, or these numbers would have been there anyway? And what I think they should have done for more accurate recording was go to the places where these things opened up, the beaches, take everybody's names because they're supposed to be tracking how you contact the virus.
Well, you talking about what
Everybody that
happened in
gets
Florida?
the virus,
You talking about what happened in Florida? Florida, Jacksonville opened up the beaches. I think it
right?
was 2 weeks prior to Georgia doing what they did.
Mm-hmm.
1,000 cases in the first day.
Right, but that's the next day. Or the day, no, the day that they opened, there were a number of cases, but you can't attribute
trying to
that.
say
You
how
can't
many
attribute
exactly
that
was
to
attribute-
opening up if it was the same day.
Here's my thing. One case to me is too many.
Well, yeah, yeah, of course. But what I'm saying is, for them to be accurate to help the rest of the community,
Right.
they should have said, okay, they should have gone into the nail salons and recorded, like the Department of Health. I'm not saying anybody could just go ask your name. Department of Health, you go into the nail salon at that time and take down their information because we're supposed to be tracking who else you're in contact with. Because
Right.
when you go in the hospital, you have to say, where were you, this, and that. So they should have started recording that so that we know. 'Cause I want to wait and I want to see. So when y'all go out and but see the thing I don't like is the people that want to go out and do these extra things are going to be able to put everybody else, the
In
healthcare
danger.
in danger when if they get sick. That's not fair. Like
So let me ask you this question because we are in the state of New Jersey.
right.
And the governor tomorrow at 12 p.m.
Some of the parks are opening.
No, all of them, all the state parks, and
All golf courses, some golf courses.
Yeah, golf courses
Yeah.
are being allowed to be open.
Right.
So how do you feel about that? Now you hear park.
Right.
Tomorrow's gonna in our area is gonna be 70 some degrees.
Right.
Do you think there's really gonna be some fucking social distancing?
With adults, because Voti Park, you drive past, people are still walking the track, okay? And people know to stay their distance. If you're walking with somebody,
Right.
you and that person may not be keeping distance.
Right.
But the people that you don't know, like the grocery store, the grocery store is like,
No,
playing
it
video games.
is. It is.
Because you look down, you're like, should I go that way? Should I go around? I've been in Walgreens where there was a couple in the middle of the aisle, and I needed something past them, and I went out the aisle,
Went around.
and came back. So, I'm not worried about that so much. Children do not. Well, let me say that my kids have not even asked to go outside. So they're scared. They're thinking that if you go outside and breathe the air, you're going to get it. My kids don't even want to go on the front lawn. The last time they've been outside on the front lawn was Easter, and I did an Easter egg hunt.
Right.
So they're not really beat like that. But once they get in the natural, you get them in the park, they become a whole nother creature.
Yeah, they want to
So
play.
now
they
they're not going to try to hear that. And there's no way to really ensure social distancing with kids in the park.
Agree.
So now.
So that's why I'm literally a little wary of the whole, park kids.
Right. That's why it's up to the parent.
Here's the thing. No parent, in my mind, even though it does happen, I apologize, would or should want to put their kids in harm's way. So in that case, I don't think there should be any kids of any age in any park. Now, if you're a grown ass adult and that's something you want to do, you want to run out there, you want to put your life in danger. Because I remember saying I thought this was not like a hoax, but I didn't believe it was as serious as it actually was until people that I actually know started dying.
Mm. Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
and then you have some that I think the youngest one was 27, and the oldest one was like 90.
Oh, well, forget the thing about people with pre-existing conditions. That's a wrap. That's not has nothing to do with it. There's all ages, all colors, all shapes, all sizes. Everybody can go. It's a mystery. I will have to stop and say my cousin is doing well. She's in Yonkers. I want to send up a prayer for Michelle Turner. My cousins Danielle and Danae, that's their mother and grandmother. She came off the ventilator. You just don't know.
Shout out,
But
shout out,
I
shout out.
know because it's prayer that we're going to get to the
I don't know
pastors
about
and
all
all
that,
that
but
that
it's
you're
shout
doing,
out,
trying
shout
to
out.
do. And I'm
Shout
ready
out to
for it. I'm
Michelle
ready.
too. Michelle
I'm ready
Cash.
for it.
She fought it off.
Yes, that's why she's got me over here celebrating for her.
She
This is
fought
for
it
you,
off.
girl. It's for
I
you.
think there's a lot of individuals out here with pre-existing
Conditions.
conditions, and I think it's really dangerous when you deal with respiratory,
Yeah.
and that's when I think it's really getting people.
Well,
Um,
diabetics in the
right,
hospital that have to go. Listen, we're not going to the hospital. I told them they running around. I'm cooking. The oil is popping. Y'all knock that oil off. Your skin starts coming off. We're gonna put a band-aid on it. Okay? You gonna be all right.
put some Vicks on it, you be
That's
high.
right. Yeah,
Put some
that's,
Vicks,
that's it.
cold water. What? No, what is it? Vinegar and eggs, something like that. But no, I understand. But it's dangerous.
But I must say, because I had to think back when this first started happening, um, the first weekend actually. Well, the kids stopped going to school on Thursday and school stopped on Monday.
Right.
But that weekend they all were going to spend the night somewhere and they went the
Ooh.
first weekend,
Okay. Okay.
right? At some their cousins. Da, da, da,
Right.
da.
Right. Right. Right.
And my parents are both in their 80s, so they was like, "What the hell is going on?" And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm not gonna send them anywhere." You know what I mean? But it was the first week. Like I took them out of school early, but I still let them go because I already had that weekend planned out.
Right.
They haven't
Right.
been anywhere since. Nobody has come to stay since. But I have taken them to the park when the parks were closed and the basketball court because you're not playing with nobody. You have your own little court and basket, and you're playing right there in the little square rectangle. And I took them. And I didn't feel like I was doing anything wrong because I'm like, well, nobody's coming around.
Right.
You know what I mean? But a playground, no. Not a
Well, I mean,
not
that's
a
the thing with,
not a monkey gym thing. I mean, what
like
is
you
it
said,
called?
monkey
Jungle gym.
bars and whatever. Well, like I said, kids touch things, they put their hands in their mouth, their nose, everything else. They touch everything.
Yes.
So the bars.
That's why they're not going in the store at all.
Right.
No stores. I'd say don't touch the counter. Last time we went to the store, March 19th, was Isaiah's 6th birthday. I let him pick everything he wanted, Target, put it in the cart.
Right.
I said, don't touch the cart, don't touch the counter. They're all over the place. I'm like, get off the counter. Get moved. Don't touch the. So I'm like, y'all can't go
Well,
to
see,
the
that's
store
the
no
only
more.
thing. It's like it's hard to tell a child.
Yeah,
know what I mean? 'Cause they're
just-
going to. They don't have that still the same. I would think you say the same kind of.
They're not scared. They have no
Well,
fear.
it's not about
Kids
scared,
don't.
It's just like they don't. What's the word?
I mean, they have.
wanna say,
Yeah,
but
they
it's-
have fear because they be like,
They
"Mommy,
don't,
the
they don't
corona."
have the. Oh gosh. They're just not ready to truly
They are
comprehend.
not aware of
Right.
what they're doing at the time that
Right.
they're doing. It's natural for them to
Well, kids are hyper.
something.
They're young. They're full of
they're not
energy.
focused.
Right. There you go.
Man,
So
they're
and-
not
and- and-
focused,
and
man.
That's
Jesus
the
Christ.
main thing there.
I don't
is
know
because,
how I'm doing it. I'm so glad to be here. Oh my God. I'm having to make a breakdown.
Nah, it's okay. But they don't. And I think if you are going to open,
Mm-hmm.
I think you need to have some stipulations.
Yes. Definitely.
And no matter what the stipulations are, you still have to practice the social distancing.
Right.
And if there's a place, now I understand businesses are struggling, but they've released two stimulus packages.
Did you get your? Oh well, we was not supposed to tell. I said I wasn't telling. Why did I even ask you? Forget it. Cause don't ask me if I got mine.
I don't want it. Well, I would say originally I didn't want it
Right.
because the first thing was you had to pay it back next year,
So what?
and then they
Pay it
changed
back.
it, and then they changed it.
Oh, you don't have to pay it back.
You don't have to pay it back anymore.
Oh, cause everybody got mad.
I don't know
I'm
about
saying I
that.
don't care about paying it back. If I need it now, and I know I got money
No, I
coming
feel you,
to
I feel
me,
you.
I'm still getting money on top of that. So they're gonna
But
take.
there's something else in the works that they're planning on giving each person $2,000 per month for 3 to 4 months.
Each person.
Right. So the people who got the $1,200 will receive another $6,000 to $8,000, depending on if they're going to do it for 3 months or they're going to do it for 4 months. I mean, 4 months. So
It's
they're trying
good.
to work out.
That's good. So now what are we gonna do when our job calls us back? Like I'm getting unemployment with the extra
That
$600.
shit's sweet, ain't it?
My house is so clean, you'd be so surprised.
Yeah.
Mine like doing. I would love to be a housewife. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because my house is like I'm enjoying being home. I don't know about nobody else,
Right. Right.
but I don't. I'm
I
gonna
mean,
be
you're
like,
good.
can
I
I
mean-
have like 2 more weeks? I just need to finish. I'm almost to the basement. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm still working, so I have experienced that. But the extra
Wow.
$600 on top of that is sweet. On top of the 45% is sweet. But I will say this: I understand the states worried about the actual economy
right,
of your actual state.
right.
But with everyone dead, there's nobody to spend money
Oh yeah,
on those businesses.
I was waiting to read this
Okay.
because it says, and which is stupid. Some of us want to reopen, putting money before life. I've been broke before, but I've never been dead before. Like, what the hell? If we're not here, the economy isn't gonna matter, and the numbers that we're showing. I mean, this is an impact globally. So obviously, we have to be able to reset. And
Right.
some things like the landlords are having a fit because everybody's saying we should not have to pay the rent if
Oh,
we're
you
not
can tell your
working.
landlord you ain't got it.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've been
And-
paying him, but
And well, I mean, you've been there for 5,000 years. But here's the thing: there's no going to court right now.
right, which is why I'm not getting child support right now. But
There is no
Anyway.
going to court. So there are a lot of situations where people are telling their landlords that they don't have it.
right,
And the sad thing about it, a lot of those people are working, and I mean not working, but they are collecting unemployment, but they're just trying to be slick. But sooner or later,
there
these
will
courts are
be
going to open up.
recourse.
People.
You're not gonna get over. You're
That's what
gonna
I'm
have to
saying.
pay it. They should. I mean, they're discussing whether they're gonna give you a year to catch up on certain things.
The debate is this: either they will get the landlords to completely forgive your debt
Right.
and give them
Like their own stimulus.
tax breaks
Right.
according to mortgages and stuff like that on their individual stuff. So we'll see if it works out, if it doesn't. But I will say this: if you got it, spend it, people. Give it to your landlord.
Give them something. I mean, I've been paying my light bill. Honestly, last month was $1,800, and I
Shit.
paid 600, and it was 12, and then I waited to this month to just pay 300. Yesterday, I got the bill. It's back to 1,200. I'm like, what the hell happened? At another 300 didn't whatever. So I mean, pay something because you're gonna have to pay something, and then finesse it. Like I know I'm trying to stack the bread because we all gonna need clothes when this is over. So like my grocery bill has been the most outrageous thing because Walmart used to be the spot, but now there's lines. Every time we go there, we're like, oh, never mind, we're not going because of the line, and I'm not waiting. And it's not that important, and I'm only going because I can't go anywhere else. And Target, you know what I mean? Target and Walmart right now are the places to go, places to be. But other than that, my grocery bill has been making up for everything else that I've been usually spending my money on.
Well, I mean, that's the thing when you're staying home. You know, we're used to the kids. They're eating at school. And what a lot of people fail to realize is when you're bored, you eat.
Yeah.
When you're bored, you eat. So a lot of people are consuming a lot more food. I
Mhm.
think Darrell got a 95 on his Spanish test, so I was like, you know what? He had just got a switch. Um,
Mhm.
so I was like, all right, let me go get him a game. I got out the car, saw that line, turned right back around. I'm not doing no lines.
Yeah,
Nah,
that's not. It's
it's
not
not
a
happening.
necessity. It's not essential.
Nah.
That
So
I'm
they
thinking of every. I'm getting ready to buy a basketball hoop and put it up the street on the curb
right, right,
right there by the telephone pole.
right.
Like I have gotten them so many things to keep them
Busy and
busy at
occupied.
home. But yeah, it's becoming like I want to really kill the person that created TikTok right now because like my God, this is ridiculous. My kids are showing me all types of things, and I'm like, why are you interested in that? Like, why? We got to come up with, listen, we're going to do a blueprint of how to go viral. I got to figure it out. Y'all got to do something. I'm tired of y'all
It's
looking at
right
everybody
time,
else.
right situation.
Jesus.
But I will say this to wrap this one up.
Yeah.
All you states out there, you governors, Florida's shown you, Georgia has shown you. I know you guys want to open up. You want to get back to some kind of normalcy, but do it as slow as possible. Take your time. If you want to open, like you said, tomorrow at 12 p.m., all the state and parks and golf courses will be open, and it just happened to be it's going to be a really nice day.
I'm gonna
Uh,
take my kids to the park. We gonna ride past them, and be look at
there
all
you go,
those
wave, right?
people, and be
But see,
like,
that's the thing. You tell people who've been locked up for
right,
two
right, right,
months
right.
that the parks is open, and they're gonna flood it.
Yep, the beaches too.
Yeah,
That's why. How do
they're
you
gonna flood
expect
to
people
it.
to?
So it won't be any kind of
It's
social
no in
distancing.
between. It's yes or no. Stay home or and I read an article that today that said we're gonna be dealing with this for about 2 years.
Oh wow, that would be
But if you
shit.
think about it, when I think back on things that I've gone through, traumatic events or, different things in my life that I've gone through, they were very painful or, things that were very traumatic, dramatic at the time.
Right.
When I look back on it now, it doesn't affect you the same way. You come out of it. So I'm not going to like think that this season that we're in is gonna be the end all be all. It's just a season. It's a time for us to show. I mean,
I
it's
feel what
gonna
you're saying, but
separate
a
the
2 year season,
warriors.
shit.
I've been in
I
worse
know. I tell you
seasons.
one
I've
thing.
been in longer, worse seasons
Okay,
than
bro.
2 years.
My bank account will be on swole by then.
Yeah. And now unemployment is a year, not 6 months.
Well, no,
Okay.
it's 10 months.
Oh, it's 10 months.
It's 10 months.
Okay.
They extended it, but if the situation with them letting parks and let's say get hit with a, because I always said the second wave was going to be way worse than the first.
Well, that's what
Way
they
worse than the
say.
first.
Yeah, they say next
So
winter is going to be worse than this winter. It's
so
going
I
to come
figure
back.
if everyone goes out this weekend and then uh, hospitals get flooded, they're gonna have to pull it right back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Got
yeah.
to pull it right
Yeah.
back. I think they need to take a good 5 6 months and just let it die off or die down. And I think it would train people to not be all up on the top of each other to get some kind of space.
Well, some people don't respect your space. So hopefully after this, people will learn how to respect you. Because certain people, I won't say what, they may not be brown, but not necessarily, but mostly, they do not, you're like invisible. They don't respect your space. They right up on you. You're like, do you see me? So maybe this is there's got to be some good things coming out of this. I know that, there's are definitely things that, although it's bad, are good. That come everything that's bad brings something good out of it.
I would say the best thing that should come out of this is people you washing your motherfucking ass. How about that? You got so
Washing
many
your
people
ass.
yeah, washing your ass.
Nobody's washing their ass. They're just washing their hands.
Well, you got to
I
be
don't.
careful with
I'm
that
telling
also.
my kids like, look, don't take a bath till next Friday. Because the bad enough that the light bill is high. We don't need no high water bill.
Girl, you better stop that shit. All right, so go and move on,
Yes.
and I want to talk about you wonderful individuals who are heavy into religion, and I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with you having religion, you believing in your faith. I don't have a problem with that. But the issues that I do have is with crooks like this.
Yeah.
So this is Mr. Tony Spell, and this is a gentleman who's telling you to bring your stimulus check to his church and donate the entire thing. What do you think about that, E? Being a church goer that you are.
I was saying, I'm bring it on. I'm ready. Okay. Yes, I'm sipping something, but I am one of those people that you're talking about. So let me just clear this up for you.
Clear it up. Clear it up.
And maybe, I mean, I just feel that,
Disinfect it.
the things that I have
Disinfect it.
imparted, eventually one day you're going to wake up out of your sleep and be like, hallelujah!
Yeah.
Thank you.
That'll never happen. But go ahead.
So, since I've been out of work March 31st,
Right.
I I claimed my taxes. I filed my taxes for 2018, 2019.
Right.
Stimulus check coming around. No child support, but stimulus check coming around. Okay. I am truly blessed and highly favored. Now, let me tell you, I just went to the gas station on the way here. I was trying to make sure that I got here at 7:30. It was 7:26. I was like, I'm going to pull up at 7:30 no matter what. But when I got that gas, I said, thank God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank God that I have money for gas. Thank God last night I had $178. Not even no meat. All I bought was crab legs and shrimp.
Rich people
When
shit.
you
Go ahead.
are a believer and when you have faith, you know that all that you have is not only because of you. So it makes you humble. It makes you feel that you know that you are immortal. You are not, I mean, you're mortal, but you are immortal. I was
Right.
right. You are, this, it gives you a sense of strength and hope that I dare to say some people that don't have that don't have. And
Okay.
you could beg to differ. But to talk about this person and plenty of them like him, I got my last state tax refund. And I said, I have to tithe. Like, I'm so blessed. I have to tithe. I got to give my 10%. And I have my 10%. I wanted to go to my church. And I got my other one, like right in the midst of me having this money in my wallet, in the bag, in the envelope. And I was like, should I tithe this other one too? Like I'm already tithing this first one. I don't really have to double tithe right now. I cashed the check and I double tithe to my church. Now, why?
Right.
As soon as I paid, not paid, I gave $400, right?
Rich
I
people
got
shit.
home
Yeah.
because listen, I'm getting ready. I ordered some. You saw my sneakers. I can't wait to wear them.
Shit's fire.
These was $200 sneakers. Now, if I could spend $200 on a pair of sneakers,
Right. Right.
but I cannot acknowledge that I am blessed and highly favored with
Now, mind
four
you, we
children
did
at
the
home.
math because you said you don't. What you
Yeah, yeah,
tied,
yeah.
so
I got 4,000.
Yeah.
Well, I was supposed to give a little bit. I rounded it. I rounded it. So 2,700. I gave 200. 2,100. I gave 200. I gave 400. But all I'm saying to you is that if have to know. When you know what you know and you know. When I got home from, promise you, I dropped off the $400 and got home and got a phone call from somebody that wants me to write their book, and I gave them the prices. Right? If I walk them through it and give them all the ingredients and they do it themselves, 750, normally 1,000. If I write it for them, 1,200, normally 1,500. That's $1,200, right? That was a direct. I said, God, give me a sign that this is really, because I watched something before that. It was like, you got to tithe. This couple was going, they had a construction company. They were about to belly up. And he got a message from God, give to me and I will abound you. Soon as I got home, I got the phone call. I got the meeting tomorrow. So you have to know that faith is something that is not for everybody. Of course it isn't, because it's not a forced thing. But people like him do not represent what God is about. And that's what people don't understand. I was a teacher. I could have been a hoe, a drug dealer, a drug addict, a liar, gossiper, all of these things that people do, right? Along the gamut. But that doesn't mean I wasn't a good teacher if I was all of those things. This pastor, whoever he proclaims to be, may know how to give a good word from the Bible, but he is still human. And that's why people have to use their own discretion. That's all. I'm not saying that what he's doing is what people don't understand. Okay, you have a church, you got bills, you got to pay your bills. You have a salary as a pastor. You have a board who tells you what you can do and what you can't do. It's not just that he is going to get the money and spend all that money on himself.
So this is a pastor from Louisiana
Mm-hmm.
who's been told repeatedly to not hold
Okay,
service,
that's the other half of it.
and he continues to hold service.
Right.
And on top of that, with this pandemic, he's telling people to donate their entire 1,200, not the normal
10%.
tithes, 10% like
Right.
you're talking about.
Right.
He wants 100%.
Okay.
I remember, and I wish I had that video up, and I just thought about it now because I had so much stuff going on putting this new shit in. But there's a pastor who's hated.
Mm-hmm.
Black guy. I shared the post, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You saw it?
You talking about Creflo Dollar?
No, with the guy, the pastor calling pastors like this hypocrites, and he's saying that, he went through. I love what he did because he showed the scripture.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't just go about what he thought it was.
Right.
He showed the scripture to what it tells you that you have to have a job to support yourself in your career.
Right.
You don't support yourself in your career through the church.
Right.
And
What, as a pastor, you're saying?
as a pastor,
He should have another job.
no, he should have a job. That's how he supports himself, his job.
Right.
He shouldn't get paid to preach.
Oh, they shouldn't get a salary.
Right. They shouldn't get a salary from the church. And he's hated. He's truly hated. And I wish I had that video. I have the video, but I don't have time to upload it now. But people like that, I can listen and appreciate those individuals. And the reason why I say that is because if we look at all of the big time pastors, here are the names.
Mm-hmm.
Do you not see that this, God, you have a pastor that's worth $760 million?
He's good, though. Kevin Copeland is good. Kenneth Copeland is good. Listen, okay. And listen, you're not supposed to rob from your congregation. And you're not supposed to manipulate people who are sheep. Really, they are sheep, right? Because they're following whatever a person says. You are not supposed to follow a person just because it's a pastor. I don't worship my pastor, although he's a good pastor. I believe he's an anointed man. I think he's a person. He's human. He makes mistakes. So when he says something to me or the congregation, I'm supposed to see that he is a man. And I'm supposed to go to the Bible and see if the Bible says so. So, but as a speaker, a public speaker, and I also want to shout out my new coach, Kevin T. Robertson, KTR. Um, you have to understand that people that do whatever if they're a pastor, right? It is still a form of a business. It's still a business. If you're good at what you do, if you play basketball good, you're making millions. Why is everybody mad if a pastor is spreading the word of God, the gospel, and he's making $700 million? But if a Michael Jordan is making that much money, nobody has a problem with that. Because why? Because you are being entertained. You are not being challenged to grow in the word and be a better person. So what's the matter with them having this money?
I say it from this standpoint. These are individuals who quotes the book,
Yes.
quotes the words in scriptures.
Mm-hmm.
And it tells you in those same scriptures that Jesus had a job. He had a career.
Who's to say they don't have a job? Who's to say they don't
These
have a job?
motherfuckers ain't jobbing.
They own stuff. They have
That they purchased through the church.
T.D. Jakes is a producer of film. He's a film producer.
Right. No, I give you that.
Right.
I give you that.
So
But
he's made some of
that
that
stuff
money
that
from
was already
those
established-
movies that he has produced.
no, but that's stuff that was already established through the money he made from the church.
Who said? Who
For
said
example,
that?
T.D. Jakes was broke as shit.
He was
Right.
broke.
So he didn't get
and
money until he started
spreading
preaching.
the word of God. You
Right.
better
And he
be
started
making
getting
a lot of money
he started
spreading the
getting
word of
those
God.
preacher checks.
That
And how
is-
much of that money did he donate back towards the congregation?
I'm certain that he's paying his tithes. I'm certain that he's paying his tithes. You got that much money, you could pay your tithes. You're
Yeah,
not
I-
listen,
I don't believe that
pastors pay into their church.
I've never seen that. All right, so this T.D. Jakes worth 18 mil, right?
Yeah.
All right, how much of that 18 mil has went to his followers? Here's my issue with pastors taking.
Listen, churches have benevolent
Some do,
organizations.
some do. But my
so they
thing
give
is
a
this.
lot to the community.
I think, let's take Mr. Kenneth here,
Mm-hmm.
who's worth $760 million.
Mm-hmm.
How much land could that man purchase?
Mm-hmm.
And for the people that follow him, his flock,
Mm-hmm.
could have built houses, apartments, complexes to provide.
We can't assume that they're not doing that. See, you
He
don't
ain't
know.
doing that shit.
We
Fuck
know what they're making. We don't know what
I
they're
guarantee you
giving,
not
and we
none of-
don't know what they're
I
doing to
guarantee you
help
not
the
near none
community
of
or
these
the
motherfuckers
congregation.
is doing it.
Well, I beg to differ because when I was, it doesn't matter. I have gotten.
I just want to say
I've
this.
gotten help from my church before. You go to the church if you
Well,
need
no,
help.
You do have some organizations that do, yes, they do help.
Yes.
I will say, here's my problem with this. I don't think someone should be bringing money in if there's someone in their congregation who didn't eat, don't have enough money to pay their own bills, can't find a job because they don't have proper daycare or babysitting. That's just me. I don't have a problem with religion. I have a problem with individuals who take advantage
And there are some that
of
take
certain words.
advantage.
So
and
the
yes.
reason why we put this post up here is we have $1 billion right here. And as of 3-4 weeks ago, not one of these individuals donated anything towards the COVID fund. Now,
All right. Well,
I
what's the COVID fund? Is there one
I'm gonna help
COVID
you out.
fund?
I'm on your side with this. I don't believe me personally are donating money to any cause. I say this as an individual that is in if you're an individual who's in a situation to where you can you can help an individual or individuals, I would say I would purchase masks, water, canned goods, or whatever, and then donate it to actual individuals. I learned from Katrina. where all these people donated hundreds of millions of dollars to the Red Cross, and then all of a sudden the Red Cross showed up with new being Mercedes-Benz trucks and started rationing the money out and say, well, they're holding it for other stuff. And I would say for those individuals, if you do want to donate, you do want to do good, I would say purchase it yourself. A case of water, call a company up, those people who are collecting, where can I send this case of water? Where can I send this case of paper towel, toilet paper, canned goods, or whatever situation may be?
When I went to my church, I mean, I must say Community Baptist Church of Inglewood.
Is that the gentleman who showed up here before?
Lester Taylor. No, that's Victor Brown.
Okay.
That's my brother of Brothers and Sisters Church. When I dropped off my tithes, there were bags of food. And they say you can come and pick up food
Well,
when
no,
the
that's
church is open.
I'm not saying all.
No, of course not. But you have to.
these.
You have to. When you are a part of a church, you have to do your homework like you do with anything else. You have to see if your church member or your pastor is what he is supposed to be. People are going to take advantage. People are going to manipulate. People are going to get over if they can. Just because somebody decides to be a pastor doesn't mean that they are on the up and up or they are what they are supposed to be. That's up to you to figure that out or to find that out or to do your due diligence
Right.
and figure out. Because if not, you're following somebody that's not leading you in the right path either.
I agree with you.
But I don't believe that pastors shouldn't profit from what they do. They're very important. As a teacher, I shouldn't have been making $53,000. I should have been making $1 million a year like all these basketball players. Because my job was important.
Agreed.
So their job is very important.
Hey, again, I have no problem with those individuals out there doing the right thing. I do want to say for those who are doing the right thing, continue to do it. Again,
I'm gonna become a pastor.
From my personal experiences growing up in the church, being related to my grandfather, to my uncle, and to my cousins being pastors, I've seen a lot of shady shit. I'm so serious. I remember one time in the Bronx, I just happened to roll up, and these pastors were talking about who they were going to sleep with first. So, from my experiences, not yours, you do what you want. Yours is different than mine's. I cannot trust a crook in the pulpit.
Just because there's some crooked pastors doesn't mean all pastors are crooked.
But in my mind, anybody that takes a penny away from the church is a hypocrite. I'm not saying that that's how everyone else feels or what everyone else believes. That's just how I believe. So I have nothing against your religion, nothing against your faith. Continue to do what you do. I have no issues, no problems with that. I just believe what I believe in, but I do say if you are going to donate, purchase it and find out where to send it to or go to, hey, I don't give a fuck where you at, what state, what county you in. There's some poverty people near you. Show up to a doorstep, or I think there's a couple of people that I do know, like Daisy Grant and the other young lady, I can't pronounce her name, but they do funds where they set up tables and have the community come get food.
Right.
These are the people that you want to, hey, what kind of food you serve? Here's 3 cases of this.
Right.
Here's 2 cases of this. So here's a couple cases of bottled water or paper towel, whatever. That's how you donate. I don't believe in giving anybody money. I believe in actually purchasing or whatever. But
wait, Creflo Dollar's name is Credulous?
Yeah. I would be Creflo too if your name was Credulous. We got 2 more we're going to get out of here. This one we're going to run through real quick.
Yeah.
All right. So I put this up for the complete opposite reason you think we're going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here's Breland, a guy who just celebrated winning the Super Bowl for the Kansas City Chiefs, had got arrested for failure to comply to a police officer. This is a 28-year-old corner. If you haven't seen the video, log on to your normal YouTube or whatever. It's on TMZ. You can see that this gentleman wasn't complying with the officer. But I wanted to talk about this story because for all the bad publicity police are getting, I want to commend this police officer to be smaller than this athlete, weaker than this athlete, but still have the right mental capacity to not accelerate it to where the fact that he had to use lethal force.
Yeah.
First, he brandished his taser gun. First, not the gun, the taser first. And then when my man didn't comply, pulling away from the officer. And this is what I tell people. There's nothing like suing.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing like suing. Like I think it's either Milwaukee or Memphis Grizzlies. There's a football player who's in a mix of getting $400,000. Well, sorry, he was offered $400,000 by the police department to close the case, but he does not want to accept because he wants them to admit guilt.
Mm-hmm.
So he said he'll wait as long as it takes. This is a multi-million-dollar player, whatever. Yes, he illegally parked within the what do you call it? Crosswalk with the handicap. And next thing you know, 20,000 police officers showed up, and he got manhandled. But for this gentleman here who wouldn't comply, kept pulling away from the officer, kept opening his car door, kept reaching in his car. Now, we remember the other gentleman who was thought to reach into a closed window who got shot to death. That big guy who the lady said, oh, I thought he was going to reach in his car even though his window was up.
Mm-hmm.
She was feared for her life. That police officer, I want to commend you for actually remembering your training and not lighting this motherfucker up like a Christmas tree. And that's what happened to a guy, 2 weeks ago in Patterson, a week ago?
Yeah.
The white guy that got shot to death?
Mm-hmm. You saw the video?
Yeah. And hey, they gave him every opportunity.
Yeah.
They gave him every opportunity.
I think that was death by suicide.
I agree with you. That does happen a lot, especially in this day and age. People do want to end their lives, but they don't want to commit suicide, so they want someone else to, which I think is another coward way because you want to put that
guilt,
that burden, that guilt on someone else.
Right.
You know. You got anything to say about this?
Yeah, I think that, athletes in their 20s are boisterous and,
Yeah, he was a little arrogant with his shit.
they got money. They can't believe that they're still seen as a black guy. Well, you're still a black guy, and you're still a black guy in the 2020 Range Rover. And unfortunately, police officers think you're a drug dealer. And if you're smoking weed and you're doing all this stuff,
Thank you.
if I was a cop, I love my black people. I don't know about niggas. I don't know. I'm torn.
I love black people, but I hate
torn.
niggas.
I love some niggas. I don't like all the niggas no more, but, I'm still in between. But if I was a cop, which is why I never chose to be one, because I don't want to make that call. I don't want to have to look at my black brother and be like, I don't care that you brown. I'm getting ready to kill you. I don't want that on me. But we have to understand the danger of being a police officer as well. It is a dangerous job. If you make one false, wait a minute,
you could lose your life.
And on a daily basis.
And this is
So
a man
these are isolated incidents.
Right, no. But this is a man who kept going back and forth to his car, opening and closing the door.
Right.
I'm like...
Exactly. So we have to, we just jump on these bandwagons. Cops kill, yes. But at the same time, sometimes we are not putting ourselves in a place of not threatening to officer. You just said he's so much bigger than the officer. Or he's already a threat.
Yeah.
And now you acting up.
This guy's 6 feet tall, 200
I don't
some
get it.
pounds.
Like how your money has clouded your mind. So now you think I'm this and I'm that. I'm who I am. But this officer has a job to do. So I do also commend the officer for not doing that.
Lighting his ass up.
But, and I have 2 sons. And we have black boys, and we need to tell them how to conduct themselves, because at the end of the day, like you said, you can sue. At the end of the day, you want to keep your life. And at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter except the moments right there. Like, in other words, we're so arrogant sometimes that we don't want to listen. Like, the cop is telling me what to do, and I don't get along with cops. Whenever I get stopped, it's a verbal situation. You know what I'm saying? I remember my Tory is 26, and he was 2 or 4 or 6, and I just got my Magnum, and I let my temporary plate run out. I had a bunch of clothes in the back that I was to wash. And the cop pulled me over and impounded the car. And I cursed this cop out. I was like, I just got this car. Get the fuck. And Tori was like pleading with me, mommy, mommy. He was scared to death.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I had to really, that's immaturity. It's immaturity. But, you have to understand that the cop is doing their job. That's the first thing. The cop is doing their job. Just like a bill collector. When they call you, don't get mad at the bill. Just hang up. They're doing their job.
I hold a conversation with them.
Or whatever, but I'm not mad at them.
Right.
Unless they're trying to act like they own the company. I'll be like, it's not your money. It's not going to you.
Right.
You getting your regular paycheck. You trying to rob me like I owe you money. I don't owe you money. So yes, but at the end of the day, the person is doing their job. So we have to we have to think about staying alive. Unfortunate. It's not a good thing. It's unfortunate. But our cross to bear is that we are more so than not gonna be shot. So we have to keep that in the back of our mind. Like
Right.
it is what it is. So
Shout out to that police. They won't. They didn't name the police officers. Why we didn't name them? Because I wouldn't name them. Because again, a lot of people want to think all cops are bad. That's
you're
not
right.
the case.
Yeah, no.
They're just some, not all are bad. So shout out to you and my man. Come on,
I bet
homie.
you he won't do that again though.
You could. I mean, and the young lady, I felt the passion of the young lady who was filming it. It was like, yo, this nigga's about to get lit up like a fucking Christmas tree. And then officer immediately put the gun away. Okay, you compliant? All right.
Right.
Now we good. So
Yeah. But
Immense.
you know what? Cops have the same issues, mental problems, drug addiction, alcoholism. They beating their wife at home. They're under a lot of stress. They
Right.
see a lot of things on a daily basis. Some of them are walking on a tightrope just like everybody else. So we have to keep that in mind.
Agreed. All right, so we're gonna get into the last one. We're gonna get up out of here.
So, I don't know this chick's name, and I don't want to know. But anyway, I think her name is Jasmine. Her name is Jasmine. She used to go with Jeezy, and she put a little Twitter post up that said, "Does your fiance know that you all up in my DMs?" And see, I don't even give her points for that, because if I was the one, I would say who it is. I hate when people do them subs. Like, why are you saying who it is so that we can speculate that it's Jeezy? Because if it's not Jeezy, basically that's what she put. She used to go with Jeezy, so everybody thinks that it's Jeezy. He just
Right.
got engaged. He just gave Jenny Mae a ring, a beautiful ring. Why is he in the DM? Well, if he was in the DM, you tell me why he would be in there. True, since you're a man, y'all can't never just get it right that, yes, you might be still desirable. You ain't got to try to see if you're still desirable. Yes, you know a bunch of women would definitely cheat behind, but why? Isn't it enough to just know? On the other hand, if it's not him, it's not fair, because she's trying to create this idea that it's him. Why do that? Because it's probably not him at the end of the day. Because really, you think he really would choose to be with her over his girl? That's right. I mean, and I like her.
Right.
You know, she's a black chick, really. So, I just feel like these women that are riding on the coattails of their famous ex-partners, are still trying to ride the wave. Because if he's in your DM and you want her to know, tell her that he's doing it. You ain't got to tell everybody else that he's doing it. Go to her, be like, could you control your man? He's bothering me, and I'm about to give him some. So if you don't get it together, let her know. You ain't gotta let the whole world know, and you didn't let the whole world know. What you're doing is trying to put some propaganda in there. Because if it was him, why you not saying it was him?
Well, I mean, I will say this is. I'm more the lines of I think misery loves company.
Definitely, misery loves
I think
company.
misery loves company. I think if Jeezy was the one that was all up in your inbox, causing all these issues and these problems, I think you would have said it. Or
Uh huh.
you could have been blackmailing him. Maybe he slipped up one drunk ass night. May might have been on her cycle or whatever, and she don't run red lights
That's
or whatever. I'm just saying, like, whatever the
I
situation may
thought
be.
you do it in the butt when
I
they
mean,
on the
maybe May don't
cycle.
want to do anal. You know what I mean? It's different. So every situation is different. So, maybe he did whatever, but I think it's a possibility. I don't believe he did it.
I don't
I
want to
believe
believe
this is
he
it.
did it either. And
This
I
is a
think
young
if
lady
he
who's
did
just
it, she would say, first of all, we all want receipts nowadays. That's the new thing. Where's the receipts? Why didn't she screenshot it? Because, like, this is the thing. Don't call me and be like, oh, I got something to tell you, but I'll tell you later. Tell me now. So why did you put that up? If it wasn't him, and if it was him, why didn't you put all the information there? Because it probably wasn't him, and you just trying to ride the wave. That's what I think.
I would again.
Cause she could screenshot it and send it out.
Well, see, that's the thing. I've seen
Like call her if you want to
women.
be with her. Call her on the phone, cause you could always be like, "Oh, that was a mistake. I hit her number
Well, I
by
mean,
accident or
here's the
whatever."
thing. I've seen women set dudes up because I've been set
Right,
up.
right, right.
I've been set up by my ex.
I ain't got time for that.
All right, so I was dating this one girl. We broke up, and I started dating this other girl. But me and a girl was still kind of like it wasn't finished. I moved on too fast. So I wound up going to the old girl's house and smashing and waking up in the morning and her being one of the most intelligent women to this day I've ever met. She's like, do me a very, very big favor. Could you please drop the kids off for me? Me, it's no problem. I think I'm just helping her out. I think I'm just helping her out
That coming right
because
there.
she's running late or whatever situation may be. But I didn't notice when you drop kids off, you got signed.
Mm-hmm.
So she wound up bringing my signature
Oh yeah.
to my girl. I'm like, you bitch.
Yep.
I was mad, but I wasn't mad because I was like, yo, you
that
went
was your
that far.
fault, cause you ain't yeah.
Right.
We listen.
Right.
Women don't play with us. Don't play with us. Not the good. Not the ones that's on point. That's why y'all be one of them dumb, plain Janes. Can't figure it out. Don't get a clue. See.
I don't think it's that. But again, I don't.
But do you think, as it says in the article, it says most men when they get engaged, they want to see if they still got it. So, does that step like is a man?
I would
know
think
you
in his
can't
case.
interrogate. I mean, you can't incriminate yourself.
No, I don't give a
But
fuck. I would say-
men, when they take that, because it takes a lot for a man to get to that stage,
Right.
To ask somebody. Once you get to that stage, does all these extra like fears come on you? Like, oh my God, what did I do? Am I ready? Like,
I would say for individuals who are forced into it,
mm-hmm.
I would say that would have. But when someone naturally, when a man gives in, a man gives the fuck in. And a lot of times women like to say, oh, you can't handle me and all that. You can't handle a man who's all in. That is some intense shit.
I don't want to hear that.
That is some intense shit to a man who lets his guard down, lets all his walls down, and lets you see all his imperfections and confesses everything. That's an intense situation. I just think in this situation here, you have a young lady who just wants to call something.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying it wasn't Jeezy, but I would say as of right now, she hasn't shown any proof.
Right.
So I would just hope May is intelligent enough to want to have actual proof that
Yes.
something's going on.
She's not.
I don't want to hear that women intuition
Yeah,
shit.
right now she's not saying anything, and she's not
But unfortunately, we already
responding.
know how some women mind thinks and friends or whatever. Oh, he fucking you know he
Right,
did,
right, right, right,
and all
right.
this other shit. Because again, misery loves company.
Well, you know those women on the real were not so pleased when she was telling the story about how he got engaged to her. You could see some of the
Well, I mean,
jealousy.
see, that's the thing there because you have a lot of them who like one chick told me she don't wash her ass. I forgot which one that was.
Said Jenny don't watch
No,
it?
the other one of the other young ladies. It was the Latin one from that former Latin group, whatever.
Yeah.
Talk about her not really washing her ass properly or whatever situation may be, or being fond of washing her ass. And then you have the other one who talked about black power than fucking white
Right,
men.
right.
So it's just like, yeah, it's just like that
we
whole
talked about that.
yeah, that whole show, whatever. But I will say that I will say this to you, Jenny. A lot of times people say things to get reactions.
Yeah, I
And-
wanted to. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
No. Go ahead. You
And
said.
I just want you, unless you have hardened proof, or he has shown you that this is the type of person that he is, because as of yet, all we've ever heard from you is he's romantic, he's caring, he's kind, he's considerate, and he loves the shit out of you.
Right.
It's not what other people want you to see. It's what that person actually shows you. Because I tell people all the time, I don't care if a person tells me they love me if they're not showing me they love me.
Hmm.
It's a big difference.
Well,
What you got?
I was looking for the writer of the article so I could put them on blast because what it said is so far Jenny hasn't responded to Jasmine's messy post. Jenny's keeping herself busy planning her wedding to the former drug dealer. Like what?
Why she had to
Why
put
you
former
had
drug-
to put
Yeah.
former drug
Oh,
dealer? Like
shots.
what? What does that have to do with the whole topic of
Absolutely
the
nothing.
conversation? So this is another case that shows you people want to be in the mix. I hope he didn't do it. That's all.
I could generally say that I think this man cares deeply for this young lady.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a man who's traveled the world. He's smashed white, black, Asian, all types of creative vaginas. It had head from a mixture of mixed young ladies. And I can honestly say, again, like I said, when a man, because I was a hoe, but I speak from experience, I can tell you when a man finally says enough
Mm-hmm.
and gives his all, it can be a lot. It can be a lot for a female, especially because not too many men do it.
You saying it could be a lot for the female that he's giving?
Well, I mean a lot
into?
because it's when a man gives his all, it's an intense situation,
Mm-hmm.
and not the fact that a small percentage of men actually do this. So a lot of women in their lifetime have experienced that kind of
Right, so they don't know what to
love,
do.
affection, and
That's true.
they're like, "Oh, what the fuck is going on?" Then they self-sabotage
Mm-hmm.
because you're like, "This motherfucker actually loves me. He actually cares about me. I'm not creating my own false image
Anymore?
anymore." Like it's like, holy shit, you know.
Yeah.
So it
But
could be
hey, hold on, because when he does say, "I really am into this girl," at the same time, sometimes men are fighting the fact that they are into her like that.
I would say
Huh.
this: if there was something going on, I think it would have been shown by now. They've
Mhm.
been dating for about 3-4 years now.
Maybe 3. I don't think it was
And
before.
here's
Maybe
the thing.
2.
I mean, look at Offset. Cardi's supposed to be this whole sex symbol, or suck a dick in a heartbeat and take anal at the drop of a hat.
Right.
He still fucks somebody else.
Right.
So, unfortunately, what I always tell people, men and women, I don't care how good you look, how fat your ass is, titties, soup cooling lips. I don't give a fuck if your dick is touching the ground. At the end of the day, if you can't touch that person emotionally and mentally, it just ain't the same.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
You have to be the full package. You have to satisfy them mentally and physically. Period.
Yes.
Now, I'm not saying you give them earth shattering, the greatest sex they ever had. I said satisfying. As long as you can satisfy them mentally and physically, you can have a great relationship. So
I agree.
I hope it's not true, homie. I
Yeah.
think this is just a young lady who's trying to. I can almost say there's a book in the works here,
Oh yeah.
or a reality show that she's trying to maybe get on.
Right.
So I would say again, May, until you have actual concrete proof, continue to plan your wedding, continue to love this man as much as he's loving you. Now, I'm not saying nothing's going on, but at the end of the day, if this is the man that you're saying you love, you care about, and you want to marry, then you know this person. And I always tell people, again, I don't care what you say, it's what you do. So if you come in the house every day, you turn to the right today, you turn to the left, I got to pick up on that. I got to know something's wrong. There's an issue, there's a problem. And I tell women and women all the time, if every day, every time you have sex with your woman, it takes you 10 pumps to actually get it in, and today it took 3.5, 5, start waking up, fellas. Or ladies, if your man lasts a certain time, or he's not as fully
What if you're
erect,
having a good day or a bad day?
that shit doesn't
you can't
exist.
say that.
if
You
he's not
can't say-
having a fully erect day,
Every time is not going to be exactly the same, especially if you got kids.
man, kids is the greatest shit because you gotta do nothing but quickies, and that means a quickie you ready to go right afterwards. So it's just more like I said. There are a lot of different situations and things that happen or whatever. But at the end of the day, you get used to the person you're with. You get used to that person. You have to study and understand that person. And so I tell people all the time. Like I tell people this. I don't care. All right, was the best way to put it. I knew someone that went home right after work every single day. It was cheating on their wife. And then I knew someone who liked to hang out and have drinks afterwards.
It
that was
wasn't.
faithful as shit.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the guy who came home late caught more flack than the guy who came home early, who was fucking
Well,
everybody on the job.
because he did it better.
He didn't do it better. He was fucking everybody on the job.
He did it better. He knew how to do it. Obviously.
Know who the fuck you fucking with. Know who you
I
in a
mean, if
relationship
he was playing the game, he played the game properly.
Again, you gotta know the person you with. If things start to change, this person starts to dress better, makeup, cologne, or whatever. Yeah, they're trying to impress somebody.
Mhm.
Dead giveaway. If you wear sweatpants every single day, 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row, you going to work in a fucking miniskirt. Bitch, introduce me to this nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Or shorties, hey, let's see if we can bring this bitch in our bedroom or something, because this is the bitch that you just trying to get all cute for.
Yeah.
So again, get some proof. A lot of times people want to see you unhappy and miserable because they are unhappy
Yes,
and miserable.
definitely.
Anything else on this, E?
No, I'm happy that we are back.
Always, always. It was a pleasure. Miss you, punk ass.
Yes.
So again, I want to apologize for getting new things coming on, new equipment or whatever. Things are going crazy, but we'll get it down. We'll get it packed like we always do. But at the end of the day, we like to give you
Extra topping.
extra toppings, and it's been a while, so we're here. Thank you very much. Don't
Yes.
forget to tune in tomorrow, 5 p.m. We have Butterfly Blackout,
It's my
where
girl.
she does not have a filter
She
under
does
any
not.
circumstances. So, last words, E, anything else?
Peace, everybody. God bless.
Stay safe. Stay the
Pay
fuck
your
out.
tithes.
Stay
Pay
the
your
fuck-
tithes.
Fuck all that.
Pay your tithes.
But I will tell you, stay the fuck out the parks
10%.
tomorrow. Peace.
Yeah.